Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up.
Before I have to pull the strap out the cut.
Give me the microphone first so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble, cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too low down G, so we crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fake this. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'm a lad, I'm understand. From a young G's perspective. And before me dig out a trick, I have to find a contraceptive. You never know, she could be earning her man and learning her man.
Hello! Welcome back to another vlog. I feel like I gotta start introducing myself because I do have a lot of new faces, a lot of new people and subscribers. So thank you so much if you have subscribed to my channel. My name is Ari'el and I create videos on all things home and self-love. I also try to live a really sustainable lifestyle over here. So with that being said, don't forget to check out my online thrift shop, fifthandjuniper.com, for all of your unique home accents for your space. So it is the first vlog of 2024. How exciting. How exciting. How has your new year been? Happy 2024. What y'all been up to? Let me tell y'all. I have been so inspired and just trying to live like really intentional. You guys, I'm on a kick. I've been listening to a lot of inspirational YouTube videos. I've been jotting my notes down. I've been journaling a little bit more. The biggest thing that I have started though, and I kept saying like at the end of the year last year, going into 2024, I just want to make another change. I want to kind of get back to my holistic lifestyle and trying to do that. And then trying to eat better and, you know, just be all around better. And one of the biggest changes that I've made over the last, I would say about a week and a half, going into a week and a half, because I started at the end of December, like so right before the new year, is to get up early. Get up early, y'all. I've been waking up at 6 a.m., 6 o'clock. Typically, my alarm goes off at 7:30. But I don't roll out of the bed till like 8, 8:15, 8:20, and then I'm rushing so much. Like, it's just crazy because I'm like, dang, I don't want to be doing all of this rushing and all of that. So I've been trying to train myself to get up at 6 a.m. and it's been working. It has been working and I feel so accomplished by the time I make it into work. I have done so many things. I've worked out. I think my biggest thing that I wanted to do was to move slow. I really, really want slow mornings. Like, that's one thing that I want for myself. When I get up in the morning, especially if it's a work day and I have to go to work, when I get up, I'm usually always rushing. I'm throwing on my clothes. I haven't really picked out what exactly I wanted to wear for that day. Rushing to walk Bailey. She doesn't really even get that much time outside because I'm trying to rush. I'm rushing to get my coffee. I'm just rushing everywhere just so that I can try to make it to work on time, and then I end up still getting there late. Like, it's just a lot. So I'm like, for me, waking up early and having slow mornings, that's my goal. I just want slow mornings where I can get up, take my time, have my coffee, read, write. I can walk Bailey in enough amount of time. I can actually get ready for work, get myself together, put myself together, and just feel better like throughout the day. I've found like during this last week, by just getting up early and moving slow, it has helped me throughout the day, like mentally. It really, really has. So I have been loving doing that. And with my my YouTube videos, I've been really into Jazz Turner. If you guys don't know Jazz Turner, go and check her out. She's starting to become one of my favorites. I have been really listening to her and following along because I just want to elevate, okay? I just want to elevate. Like, I want a whole other level. I feel like I've already done a lot. I've done a lot, you know, with the whole self-love, self-care, trying to talk to you guys about it, trying to live it myself. I've done a whole bunch of research and homework and all of that. but I'm ready to level up. I'm ready to take it up a notch. I'm ready. And watching videos like hers, along with some other people too, because everything is a glow up now. How to live your best life, or you become your best self. And I'm loving that. I'm loving that. And I just feel like it's taking it to the next level. Like this year is all about, for me, elevating and taking things to the next level, becoming that girl, that it girl, and really believing it. And I'm starting with waking up early. So that's just what it is. That's what it's been for like this last week and a couple of days, week and some change. And I'm just feeling so good. I really am. I'm slowly starting to change out my meals, doing things differently, eating less. I'm trying to get back on the kick, y'all. I'm trying to get back on the kick. So by the time summertime comes, this can be a set routine. Like this is me elevated, top notch, on another level. That girl. I've also been in my planner. I've been writing things out, planning things out, doing that whole thing, making sure that I stay on track with my vlogs, my videos, YouTube, reselling. Reselling right now, I'll be honest, because y'all know I'm gonna always be honest with y'all. Reselling is second as of right now. YouTube's coming first. But usually, before it was kind of like the other way around, because I was like, because reselling is my business and I gotta, but YouTube has become my love, and it's in first place as of right now. It definitely is. I'm not saying that I'm stopping reselling. That's not happening. Nowhere near, no time soon. But it is second right now. So, with that being said, I still have Fifth and Juniper for sure. I have things on the website that are up to 50% off as of right now. A lot of the holiday stuff, just to kind of clear those things out. Start making room for new things on the website, so be sure to check that out. Fifth and Juniper is still my love. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody to get that twisted. Don't let that go over your head. Fifth and Juniper is still my love, but YouTube is number one right now. I decided to take myself on a little mini solo date today. I'm going to the movies. I'm going to finally go see The Color Purple, so I'm excited. It's been like a really chill day today. Getting up early has allowed me to be able to get a lot of things accomplished today very early. So I'm just kind of taking the rest of the day to myself, enjoy this movie, maybe something to eat. I'm not really sure afterward. And then we'll go from there. It's not going to replace the original, of course not, but it was just really good, and I'm so touched. I'll talk to y'all when I get out of here. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if you guys could hear me in the movie theater, but the movie was like so good. It was better than I thought that it was going to be. Like, I was like, OMG, I was sitting back there crying. Oops. I was sitting back there crying, y'all. Like, oh my gosh. Seely's home. I mean, not Seely. Nettie's home. Sitting back there crying like a baby, but the movie was actually, man, it's bright. But the movie was actually really, really good. Better than I thought that it was going to be. I'm so glad that I went to go see it. And I could be a little biased too because The Color Purple is my absolute favorite movie. And I just felt like it was just shot very well. Like the way they did the whole thing, it was modern, but it wasn't too much. It wasn't like over the top. And it was good for our day today while still telling the story how it was back then, not adding too much, not deviating too much from the original movie. It was just good, and it did have a lot of singing in it because it was a musical, but I don't feel like, even that, I just don't feel like it was like overpowering. I don't feel like it was too much. So it was just a good movie. I'm glad I went to go see it. If you guys haven't gone to see it, go see it. It's so black too. That's the other thing. It's just so black. I love us. I love our people, and I'm just excited that I went to go see it. Good morning, everybody. It's the next day, and it's about 6:15. I'm about to go to the gym. It's another day of just waking up early and being productive. I've been starting the day, or starting the morning. I've been starting the day every day at 6 o'clock, getting myself together, and then going to the gym, making sure that I'm there around 6:30, and then I've just been walking for 30 minutes. That's all I've been doing. I'm starting off really slow, steady. I find that really low intensity workouts, is that a word? I don't know, I'm still kind of tired today. Low intense workouts work really well for me. So that's what I've been doing. As of right now, the first week or two, just a nice steady walk at a slow pace every day, 30 minutes is what I've been doing. So I feel like it's been helping as far as just making me feel better. I definitely feel that. But I am going to kick it up a notch eventually because I can do way more, but I've just been really just trying to take it slow from there. So let's get to it. I'm actually running late today because I think it's like 6:20. So I need to be there by 6:30. And I ain't got that much time, so let's get to it. I'm back home from the gym. It's a little later in the day, or a little later in the morning. So I'm feeling pretty good. Got my coffee, and I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys because I've been doing some thinking, a lot of soul searching and stuff like that. And when I was at the gym, I really tried to listen to, like I was telling you guys earlier, I try to listen to like a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, but just stuff that gets me thinking, and just kind of get your mind in gear, like in a positive way. So a lot of what I have been listening to are these glow ups, and I find them really encouraging. I find them really positive. I think it's a really great trend to be on because why not try to better yourself? Like, I feel like that's what everybody should do. I feel like it's nothing wrong with trying to elevate yourself and just make yourself better than you were yesterday. I love the trend of glowing up. But one of the things that I noticed as I was watching these videos, or as I've been watching these videos, is that nobody is really talking about how to personalize or customize the glow up plan. Like, I understand, you know, a lot of it is on the outside and physical. When you look at these videos, it's like making sure you have your maintenance done, and making sure, and when I say maintenance, I mean like your nails and your hair, making sure your appearance is good, all of those good things, which is I agree 1000%. But at the same time, it's a lot of internal work that I feel like needs to be done when it comes to a glow up, or when it comes to reinventing yourself, or when it comes to wanting to elevate your life. I feel like it's mostly, in my opinion now, this is just my opinion on the matter, I feel like it needs to be mostly internal when it comes to a glow up, because when you're working on yourself on the inside, everything else is going to shine on the outside. Like, that's just what it is. If you're working on yourself internally, it's going to automatically seep into your physical. Everything else that you see on the outer appearance is going to, you know, it's just going to happen. So then I was thinking, like, well, how do you how do you personalize the journey? Because a lot of times we see, and I'm guilty of this too, I create the content for it, and then I also watch other content around this or surrounding this, but we see a lot of like nighttime routines or morning routines or just routines in general of people in their days. And although they're there for inspiration to say, you know, this is something that you could do, this is something that I do, and, you know, take what you want from this, leave the rest, whatever the case is, it's there for inspirational purposes. I do agree with that. But at the same time, my routine may not be the same as your routine. And even though I'm showing you this specific routine on whatever it is that I'm doing, it could be eating healthy, whatever it is, it's not necessarily catered to me, because that's you in your life. I'm just watching you for inspiration. But how do I customize something to where I can fit it into my life and make it my own? And as I'm looking at the glow up videos, I feel the same way as a consumer, as a viewer. I'm looking and I'm like, that's nice. You know, I find a lot of it, I'm like, that's really nice. You know, that's what you do. And I can definitely take some pointers from the specific things that you do. But then what about other things that don't really, like, I don't want to necessarily do exactly what you're doing. What about me? And like, how do I customize it for me? So I started thinking about like how I can contribute to this trend, honestly, because I'm like, me as a viewer, I'm really having these questions. Because I'm on this journey too. 2024 for me is going to be about elevation. Like I was telling you guys before, like we're elevating, and I want more for myself, and I need to be able to figure out how to customize a plan for myself instead of just doing or following exactly what someone else is doing. So as I was thinking about customizing my own personal plan, I was also thinking about how I can help with you guys too, because some of you may feel the same exact way. I'm looking at these videos. I want to be able to customize something for myself in my life personally. So I thought of 3 things that we all could be able to do. I'm going to do them. If you guys want to do them, I would love to know your experience after you do them. And, you know, and just we can all talk about it and have a conversation together, because again, we're all in this together. So the first thing that I thought about when creating a customized, personalized glow up plan was to actually get to know yourself. I think that we can't do anything. We can't figure out what type of routine that we need to be having with ourselves unless we know ourselves. I'll take something simple like eating healthy or just trying to be healthier in general. To me, it's going to be hard to immediately start eating healthy or immediately start catering a plan to your health needs when you don't even know the foods that you like. You know, you don't necessarily, even though society may tell us, okay, eat this because this is healthy. Well, I may not like that, but there are other healthy options that you can do to make yourself healthy. So that's just an example. But I really thought about getting to know yourself so that you're able to customize a plan for you when it comes to glowing up. We can do this by paying attention to how we feel. Something very, very simple. This is something that I have lived by for the last few years, and it's really, really paying attention to your body and paying attention to how you feel internally about something, emotionally, all of that, because it's important. It matters, and it's important. If you're constantly doing something that you just don't want to do, and your mind and your body is telling you like, oh, I just don't want to do this, try doing something else, or try switching it up. Try making things easier for you when it comes to how you feel emotionally. I am not a fan of constantly doing things that you just don't want to do. Now, sometimes you don't really have a choice, like when it comes to working, or maybe your job you don't like, or something like that. Like, you don't really have a choice. However, I do feel like you can kind of set yourself up in a position to where you can want more for yourself or have better, and you can kind of work at it. But if something is constantly telling you like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't feel like doing this, maybe it's a certain exercise. So as you're on your glow up journey, you know, of course it's going to be physical, so you're working out and, you know, taking care of your body. But maybe you don't like going to Pilates. Like, everybody goes to Pilates, which Pilates is great. I love Pilates myself too. Everybody's going to it. It seems like everybody on social media is doing Pilates and yoga, and then they're going to get matchas and all this other kind of stuff, which is great. I do the same exact thing. But maybe you don't like Pilates. Maybe you don't like low intense workouts. Maybe you like running. Maybe you like I don't know, the old school Tybo. Remember Tybo? Maybe you like those types of things. Maybe you like high intensity stuff. And just because everybody else is doing it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cater your own personal plan to what everybody else is doing on social media. So maybe a part of your glow up journey can be, okay, no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to run a marathon. Like, I'm training for a marathon. You know, just other simple things that you might be able to think of that you don't like, but it's constantly in your face. Like, it's constantly in your face, and you're like, oh, I really don't want to do this, even though this is a part of this girl's morning routine or journey or whatever. Now it kind of feels like I need to be a part of that too. But at the same time, listen to your brain, listen to your body. Like, what is it that you feel like doing? It may not be what everybody else is doing. Really paying attention to the thought process that you have, paying attention to what makes you happy and what makes you whole, what makes you feel whole, is something that you should be doing more often. So as you're creating your journey, as you're creating your glow up plan, I think one of the most important things is just to pay attention to what makes you happy so that you can start building. You can start jotting things down. At the same time, I don't even feel like we need to go into it with a set plan already organized. This is what we're going to do. We're going to write all of these things out and then boom, full throttle. I don't even really think that. I think it's also important to set aside some time to build and to actually learn yourself and learn what you like to do and learn what makes you feel good and what doesn't. That only comes with time. And I also don't feel like there's a certain time frame that we have to create a glow up plan. I don't feel like all of 2024 is like going to be straight up. I don't think that. I also think that we have to take some time out to really learn ourselves, learn what we want, learn what we don't want, learn what feels right to us and our bodies, and then go from there. And then once we kind of got into like a routine, I can't say, so because that might look like a week for someone, that might look like 3 months for someone, that the building process might look like a whole year for someone. I mean, that takes time to figure out what you want to do. And then I also don't think that there is a certain time frame or an age bracket when it even comes to that, because it's almost like getting to know yourself all over again or learning yourself all over again. You can be in your teens, you can be in your early 20s, your mid 30s, whatever the case is. I don't feel like it's ever really too late to rediscover yourself or reinvent yourself, like how we're all talking about. I don't think it's too late for that. Once you kind of study yourself and you get to know yourself and those likes and dislikes and what you would like to incorporate into, I think that's when you build your list afterward. You then build your list to start your glow up plan, and that kind of customizes your journey, because in my opinion, there's no way that you would be able to do that if you don't really fully know yourself. There's things that you can want to do. There's definitely things that you may feel inspired to do, you want to challenge yourself to do, and maybe you can jot those things down and add that into your customized plan as well. But I think the most important thing is to learn yourself so that you can see on a personal level what exactly you need to build your kit. So the second thing that I thought of, and this is something that we hear all too often, all the time, is a self-care or self-love. I am all about self-care. I'm all about self-love, relationship or not. When I say self, I feel like someone needs to be whole even prior to getting into a relationship. You need to be in a relationship with yourself. It's so important to be able to establish yourself whole, as a whole individual, as a whole person, so that you will pour into yourself so that you can pour into other people. And to me, you can really only do that by developing your self-care habits, your self-love rituals, all those things. You just have to be able to be a whole person to be able to give to everyone else. There's nothing wrong with pouring into yourself so that you can be more for other individuals, so that you can just be strong. You can just be strong. If certain things happen, like different things in your life, and all of a sudden things just come crashing down, things may not necessarily rock you as hard as someone else who hasn't put in the inner work, So I think that having a self-love ritual, self-care practices are something that's extremely important for your glow up. And a lot of that is internal. So with that being said, I think developing some type of ritual that you do, whether it be weekly, whether it be monthly, whether it be daily sometimes, anything that you can do to kind of pour back into yourself. This part is also going to be really catered towards you, because not everybody has the same amount of time in the day. Some people work a lot, you know, they may work full-time jobs, a full-time parent or whatever, maybe they're a caregiver. Everybody doesn't have the same amount of time in the day. So you have to be able to customize your plan, again, your glow up plan, to see what works for you when it comes to self-love, self-care rituals and habits. It also goes back to learning yourself. Even the self-love care, even the self-love rituals, self-care habits that we do, that is also a part of things that what makes you feel good. I may do, I don't know, let's take a common practice of self-care of going to get massages, just something simple. I may not like massages, you know, I may not want other people's hands touching me. I personally love a massage, but you may not love a massage. Like, you may not want someone else's hands all over you, touching you, and massages are very sensual, and you know, it's very intimate and personal. You may not like that for your self-care journey. So when people are building their high value plans, and the lighting, y'all, it's like, it was really gloomy outside, and so now the sun's coming out, so the lighting is probably a lot better, or either brighter, I'm not sure. Anyway, a lot of the routines, the high value routines, might include massages. You know, it might include other things that you are really kind of like, I like those, but not really, you know. Don't include those. If that's something that you don't necessarily want to do and you don't want to add to your glow up routine or your glow up plan, don't add them. Don't add them just because everybody else is doing them. I mean, I just wouldn't. I would also sit there and take the time. This also goes back to building your kid. Taking the time to figure out, oh, I actually like to do these things. I actually really, really like to do these things. Self-care to me looks like, that's something great to be able to journal, to write out. Self-care, self-love looks like what it looks like for me. And you can maybe jot down some points and say, okay, well, self-care for me, I don't necessarily want to go get like massages, or I don't want to do Pilates or whatever it is that everyone else is doing. But self-care for me looks like walks. I like going for walks. I like being outside. Self-care for me looks like, and then you just start listing the things that you actually like to do, and then you start incorporating that into your routine. Your routine is also going to be based off of the amount of time that you have. So you're building your kit. This is your personalized kit. So you could say, self-care for me looks like walking outside, eating a healthy meal once a day, going to get my nails done, trying a new mascara, just something, you know, with makeup products or whatever. Self-love to me also looks like calling my family once a week or once a day, whatever. So you list out all of the things that your self-care rituals include. And then based off of you and your timing, you figure out when it's going to be best for you to do those things. So someone who has a lot of time, maybe they don't work, maybe they're a stay-at-home mom, maybe their kids are at school. So as your kids are at school, so my self-care plan includes the going for a walk. So when Johnny and Susie are off on the bus and they're going to school, I'm going to do my walk at such and such time because they're at school, and then I'm going to eat my one healthy lunch meal at this time, and then after that I'm going to be done for the day, right? That's just your own personalized thing. Or somebody else with a completely different life can say, okay, I work 9 to 5. At 5 o'clock, my self-love ritual, I love to take a nice spa bath. I gotta bathe every day, but I want to make my bath a spa-like experience. So I'm going to have candles, I'm going to have my eucalyptus, I'm going to have some soft music playing in the background, I'm going to have a book, I'm going to get one of those little trays that you can put in the bathtub so you can have everything sitting there, so I can have my phone with my music and my candle and my book and have everything. And that could be your self-love practice every day. Somebody can do something every single day. The point that I'm trying to make is that to develop something that is personalized for you, and that's also personalized to the time that you have. Not everyone has the same amount of time in the day. Everybody is doing something different. Your self-care, your self-love practices are different from me to yours to the next person. Everybody is different. We're all going to be doing things differently, and you have to be able to build and to develop some type of habit. For me personally with this one, I do have a lot of self-care practices that I do like to do. Some are weekly, some are daily. some are monthly that I do like to do. Another thing I'm really trying to incorporate, this is just me personal, is essential oils. It sounds so weird and it sounds like so plain and simple, but using oils and stuff was never really a part of my routine, like a daily routine, a weekly routine. Like, of course, I don't want to be dry, so I'm going to have lotions and stuff, but I just found that using essential oils, they just make me feel good. Like in the bathroom, in the bath, if I'm taking a shower or whatever and using some type of an essential oil, when I get out of the shower, just make it, and they smell good, and they just make me just feel nice when I use some type of oil. Plus, I have extremely dry skin, so using an oil has just been something really nice that I've included in my self-care ritual that I just like. I really like. So much to where I've even started trying to make my own oils. I don't know anything about it. I literally just Googled and YouTube how to make your own essential oils at home for dry skin, and I just been experimenting with making my own oils. And it's been a lot of fun for me. Like, I just making the scents, having them smell good, just seeing what different oil is good for my body and good for my skin, adding different things in to see how it's going to affect me, like, has been something that I've really enjoyed. My glow up, because I'm adding essential oils along with other things to my plan, and I'm making it customizable for myself. So my third and final tip is something that I have lived by for a very long time, and I have found that when I am ignoring this tip, you can really tell. I feel like it's essential to a glow up plan, honestly. Something that we have to pay attention to mentally, emotionally, having this in your kit, your mental kit. And that is not forcing anything. Not forcing anything. Sounds so simple. Sounds like, oh, that's easy to do. Y'all, when it sounds like it could be easy to do, but sometimes this is one of the hardest things. At least for me it is. It's one of the hardest things. When you have goals and when you have dreams and when you have certain things that you want to do, and you're just so dead set determined on doing that said thing, to fight that when like things aren't necessarily going, like you keep kind of running into like little dead ends, you keep running into little issues, little problems and stuff, maybe that is a sign that things just aren't necessarily working out, right? Like how you wanted them to. Regardless of how you feel about that particular situation, this can be kind of contrary to what I was telling you before as far as paying attention to how you feel, because how I feel may be that I want this thing to work out. I want to be able to do this. But at the same time, it's a fine line. At the same time, if things aren't necessarily going how you want them to, or if they're not flowing in a natural way, I should say that. If they're not flowing in a natural way, let it go. Let it go. When I have listened to that part alone, when I have stopped trying to force things that don't fit my life, you talking about a glow up? Are you talking about a glow up? This is one of my favorite tips, because it can be hard. it can be really, really hard, because it could be something that you really want to do and that you really love to do, and it's just not working out for whatever reason. It just seems like it's forced. It seems like we're trying to fit a puzzle piece into a puzzle that don't even exist. Like, it's just not there. We're trying to force this thing into our lives, and it just doesn't fit. Like, it just, like, you've tried, and I'm not saying like try something and then give up easily. It's a very fine line with that too. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, you've tried to work with this person, or you've tried to do this thing for yourself, or you've really tried, and you put in effort to whatever it is that you're really trying to do. Maybe trying to build a relationship, trying to make a relationship last, trying to, whatever it is, like, you really, really tried hard. But sometimes it's just easier to let things go, to start fresh, and to start building. And the sooner that we can get to that point, because that is not an overnight thing. Trust me, I know I struggle with this. Sometimes I still struggle with this. It's not an overnight thing. But when we allow ourselves to be open and to accept other things, other good things in our lives, and we stop holding on to the things that are forced, it just opens up a whole new way of living, to be honest with you. When I've said no to certain things, I've said no to like career stuff, I've said no to like personal things in my life that has happened, and these are things that I really, really wanted to happen. Like certain things, especially like career-wise and stuff, it was things that I really, really wanted, and I kept trying to force it, and it just wasn't happening for me. This is me personally. When I said no to stop trying to force that career thing to happen, and I opened up my own little personal door and allowed something else to come in and to flow in, my life changed. I'm going to go into another video later on about this whole thing in particular, because I feel like I could talk about it for days when it comes to forcing things and allowing things to flow naturally. But just know that my life changed when I stopped forcing things, and when I allowed things to flow freely, and when I allowed them to be natural in my life. It just changed so much, and for the better, and it made everything more positive, and it made my life really, really peaceful. And again, that's just on a career level for me. That was on a personal level for me, just really learning to stop forcing things and starting to go with the flow. I think as you're building your personalized glow up plan, if you pay attention to the things that aren't working, if you pay attention, again, this also goes with building your kit, as you're learning yourself, as you're learning the things that you like, that you don't like, and you're putting all of these things in your little bag of your personal kit, so that whenever the time frame comes, you're like, okay, this is my glow plan, this is what I'm going to start working towards. As you're building that, please be sure and make sure that you're not forcing anything that just isn't natural. It's not coming natural. If it's not coming natural for you, if it's not coming easy to you, if you really want to include these things in your plan and it's just not working out, let it go. Let it go, because that means that thing isn't for you. It isn't for you. But there are other things that are out there that could be for you, and that is for you. But the only way that you're really going to be able to establish that or figure that out is if you let the things go that you're trying to force, and then welcome other new things into your life. That's really the only way, because you're so worried about adding this thing that you've been trying to work on. I've been trying to do this. You're so worried about adding that in that you're blocking everything else good that might be coming your way. And that is such a powerful thing. So when it comes to mental glow up, you have to be able to keep your mind open for new things, because that's what a whole glow up is. It's like, oh, you were on this whole glow up journey, and that's because I've added A, B, C, and D that I didn't even know existed, because I was still worried about thing over there. I didn't even know this was happening. This was also a part of my glow up plan. At the end of the year, you'll be talking about this. At the end of the year, this was my glow up plan. This is a part of it. I got into this. You could be a whole, I don't know, a good volleyball player. Now, you never played volleyball a day in your life, but now because you've allowed yourself to let go of other things that weren't really flowing, you're now a great volleyball player, and you didn't even know it. And that was a part of your glow up kit. That was a part of it. So yeah, I just opening and making sure that you're available for the new things to come and not holding yourself back with all of the old stuff, I guess is what I mean by that. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Again, I just wanted to kind of put my own little spin on it, my own little touch, because I'm doing the same thing that you guys are doing. I want to glow up for 2024 as well, but then I also wanted some type of personalized, customized plan for myself, and then also give some tips for you guys. So hopefully the things that I've said, maybe you can take from it, take what you want, leave the rest, whatever it is. Hopefully you guys are getting to know yourselves and paying attention to how you feel. You're developing your plan, your self-care, your self-love plan, and your rituals, and making sure that you're including that into your practices every day, every week, monthly, whatever works for you in the time frame that works for you, which is also really important. And then also making sure that we are allowing things to flow into our lives, not holding on to things that just don't serve us anymore, and really allowing the good energy to flow and not forcing anything, making sure that everything comes really, really natural. Those are my 3 tips for you guys. I would love to hear what your tips are. I would love to hear what you guys are doing. If you are incorporating anything new, how do you feel about the whole glow up journey? If you don't know anything about it, just type it in on YouTube, type it in on TikTok, wherever you go to find your information. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation down below in the comments on what you guys think. If you want to do a glow up, if you want to reinvent yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. I think everyone really should be doing this. Again, it's just a trend that I love. It really just pays attention to self and how we can make ourselves better for the people around us and for ourselves. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.